day. I'm Kwena Mageza, a legal expert from Mageza Incorporated. COVID-19 has not only hit South Africa, it has hit the world at large. And the vaccine seems to be the only solution for governments around the world. But not everyone is willing to take the vaccine for various reasons, some personal, some spiritual, and some even medical. And in South Africa, they are protected by the Constitution to object to being vaccinated. And what we'll be unpacking today is whether the government has the power to make vaccinating mandatory in our country.
Nobody will be forced to take this vaccine. I want to repeat, nobody will be forced to take this vaccine.
At this stage, it is uncertain whether government can or will enact legislation or governmental measures to compel people to take the vaccine. As the rollout plan progresses, it will be important to assess this question in the light of the constitutional rights of the people, because the Constitution is the supreme law of our country and no one can conflict it, not even the government can violate the Constitution. Compulsory immunization is something that can be considered alongside employment law, where some employees may introduce policies of mandatory vaccine, and some employees may either take it or reject it. In some circumstances, the rejection of a mandatory vaccine by employees, if we have the proper legislation and policies in place, may lead to a constructive dismissal, unfortunately. Section 12 of the Constitution provides that every person has got the right to bodily and psychological integrity. Simply put, it basically means that people have a right to decide what treatment goes into their body, which basically means that people have a right to either accept or reject the vaccine. However, constitutional rights are never one-dimensional. A person's constitutional rights may be limited. A person's constitutional rights may be limited if there are justifiable grounds to do so, more especially because the National Health Act makes provisions for emergency treatment. Just for example, when we were in the lockdown, people would say that maybe their freedom of movement was taken away, but it was for the greater good of the nation. Hence, the government saw it fit to implement the lockdown. South African courts have not yet had the opportunity to decide on issues of compulsory vaccination, but there are case laws that show that sometimes the public interest outweighs our constitutional right to bodily and psychological integrity. So COVID is a new thing, not only to South Africa but to the world at large, and now South Africans are faced with whether they vaccinate for the greater good of the people or they don't vaccinate and they exercise their constitutional right according to Section 12 of the Constitution. Like the president said, no one is going to force you to vaccinate if you don't want to. Even for myself, I don't know whether, I'm for the vaccination or I'm not. And this video in particular is not to influence people to vaccinate or not to vaccinate. It's just to inform people of the rights that they have surrounding vaccination. And this is what the channel is about, coming with information, informing people of your rights and knowing what to stand for. And at the end of the day, the choice is yours, the choice is mine. Let's learn not to discriminate against, people's choices, because at the end of the day, we live in a democratic country where we have the freedom of choice. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I enjoy making these videos for you guys. Please subscribe and share to all of your family and friends. Please do join us again. This will be, I think, our second last video for the year. But yeah, we'll catch you guys next time. I am Kwena Mageza, a legal expert from Mageza.